Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of 2026 for the MSP Talk podcast with the MSP Initiative. Thank you for joining us. It is a new year, and we're excited to jam on with it, see where everybody's at. Because let's face it, a lot of stuff going on, and every year is a little bit of the same, a little bit new. We're going to see how we go with it. Check out all of our stuff at mspinitiative.com. That's where we're going to post all of our stuff. And we have a lot of stuff planned for the year. Not quite out there yet online, but more block parties coming to you. Several, actually. I'm kind of excited for that. Brings us to a lot of places, at least one in Europe, at least one in Australia, the rest here in the good old United States of America. We had a very successful Channel Sports tour that we kicked off at the end of last year. So thanks to everybody that joined us. That's going to take us into a lot of other things on the Channel Sports front this year in 2026. So stay tuned. I'm kind of excited. It doesn't hurt that I'm here in Pennsylvania, at least on one side of it. And a lot of sports things are coming to Pennsylvania. I'll give you a couple clues and, bring my guest in on the conversation. Hello, Kelcye. How are you today?
Hi, George. I'm great. It's great to be here. Uh,
Awesome.
Happy
Did
to be
you
back.
did you know, Kelcye, that the NFL draft is in Pittsburgh this year?
I did not know that.
Okay. Did you know that the PGA Championship is in Philadelphia this year?
I did not.
Or how about the MLB All-Star Game?
I think I did know that one.
Okay. And how about a chunk of the FIFA World Cup games?
No, I didn't.
Yes. So lots of stuff happening in Pennsylvania in 2026 on the sports front. So stay tuned. I'm kind of excited about that. It means I don't even have to get on a plane. So sorry, American and Delta and United and all you guys. Anyway, how are you doing in 2026 so far, Kelcye?
I am doing great. I knew that some of the World Cup was happening here in Dallas. I looked, nine of the matches will be here in Dallas. So I knew
Yes.
that one on this half of the world. But I'm
Yeah.
great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to help you kick off the year. I think this is my third or fourth time joining. So, loving
Well,
it. Happy to
we
be
love
here.
having you on. We love having you on. It's good times. Um, so obviously, every year at the end of the year, you post, your all your badges. Saw your photo with all
Yeah.
your event badges. I have a bag of them over here. I'm collecting them like everybody else. At some point, reduce, reuse, recycle, I guess. I got to do something with them. But
Yeah.
so how many events did you end up going to last year?
Ooh, that is a great question. I actually didn't calculate that. I should. I I want to say probably 25. I think that
Okay.
was like it was a lower number for me. But it was kind of nice to have like personal time. I did a lot
Okay.
of personal trips last year.
That's good. That's good. No Taylor Swift concerts to go to.
No, I did not have one, but I did do the midnight release for her newest album
Hmm.
and saw the documentary in theaters. So there were still Taylor Swift events to go to. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I heard in that documentary there was a lot of Eagles paraphernalia.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts Eagles and then you can see as time goes on it becomes Chiefs gear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the people of Philadelphia noticed. And then we had the finale conclusion of Stranger Things.
Yes, we did. Fascinating experience. I okay, I just finished watching Mad Men.
Okay.
And there's a scene where they have a client meeting the day after the moon landing. And
Mm.
so they kind of pivot to be like, last night we were all watching the same thing from our own homes. And I had a moment where I was like, wow, we did that with the Stranger Things finale. I did see it in theaters though, which was a really cool experience. It was
I'm a
a
fan of
packed
keeping things in the
theater.
theaters. Yeah.
I am too. Love the movies. Support your local theaters.
It's funny with this HBO Netflix thing, if it does end up going through and they're like, oh, we'll keep it in theaters for 17 days before we put it on streaming. And I'm like, hmm, I don't know if that's enough time, but okay.
The 17 days just doesn't feel like a big enough window. I love seeing movies. I try to get opening weekend, like I try to like make a plan, but 17 days, that gives you what, 2 weekends and then like till a Wednesday? Like,
Yeah.
not good, bruv.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the theater. It's I don't care what they say. I get the convenience of watching things at home, but it's just different. It's a different story.
Yeah.
So I think you're one of the people who does the like end of year. Here's how many flights. Here's how many miles. I think how'd that end up for you?
I had one more flight than 2024. I think I had 39 flights in 2024 and I did 40 this past year.
Mm, mm.
Um, it was good. I did not leave the States last year. So I feel like that's kind of impressive that I did one more flight than the year before and I stayed in the country the whole time. Yeah, according to my Flighty app, I believe I have now gone to the moon and back like 5 times.
Okay. All right. Well, without leaving the outer atmosphere here, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I've stayed
Uh,
on the ground.
that's good. Well, let's keep you here. It's a little safer down here, I think. So based on last year, do you think you'll do, it's prognostication. Do you think you'll do more or less travel in 26 versus 25?
Um, I think I'll probably I mean, I actually met with a friend for dinner last night and we started planning trips. So I'd say I'd probably do about the same between personal and work. I think it's a really good balance that we've struck and like I think about the same.
Okay. Did
I'm
you?
not really good at being on the ground for longer than like 6 weeks at a time. I start getting
Okay.
antsy.
I'm gonna keep a mental note of that 6 weeks at a time. Did you keep and retain your, airline status? I know that some people, this is a magic question.
I have until March to keep the
Hmm.
status, and I'm very close. So I
Okay.
think I will keep it. I will not move up a tier, but I'll keep my current one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I re-upped on my Chick-fil-A status early in the
Oh,
year, so
we got to get you a golden cup. I've been seeing a lot of golden cup
I've been
videos.
looking for I've been working on it. I've been working. I didn't learn about the Golden Cup until like last week.
We got to get you one.
Yeah, but then that would be hard to retain the status if you get free Chick-fil-A for a year.
That's true. That's true. We'll figure it out for you.
Mm,
When you
yeah.
win it, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's definitely concerning. It's a status that I hold dear. Um, Something that I don't think a lot of um some MSPs do it, but not many. But I know a lot of vendors in our sandbox do it is like year planning, kickoff style event. I think you guys had one at Hatz.ai in Florida, right?
Yes. We did it at Amelia Island. So it was Hatz AI at AI.
Where's Amelia Island?
Landed in Jacksonville and it was about a 30-minute Uber. So north.
Okay. I had no idea. That's good to know.
I
Jacksonville
did,
is a place.
I did neither. The Jacksonville airport, I'm a fan.
Hmm.
It was smaller, very well laid out. There was a Chili's. I love an airport Chili's. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. And there was a Santa Claus water skiing being pulled by alligators.
Interesting. We went to New Orleans on our side.
I saw that. How fun.
I mean, I was in New Orleans last February for the Super Bowl.
You
I
were.
did not fly to the New Orleans airport, but this time I did, for the Super Bowl. But for this past week I did. Man, they redid that. It's brand new.
I haven't been. I
I
gotta
was
get
like,
there.
wow, total upgrade over here.
I love to hear that. You were in the same arena as Taylor Swift for the Super Bowl last year, so
Of course.
there's our little connection there.
Superdome, yes. Although she went to many arenas, let's be honest.
Mm.
They had the Cafe Du Monde place in the airport. Like, I was like, I see what's going on here. These
Okay,
guys finally got it.
I like when they do that because sometimes you're just there for a connection or you loved eating it while you were there, you got to get it one more time. I like that. I think that's fun. And they're about to make it where you can get into the airport without having a flight.
Yeah, like 1991. We're going backwards. Like Home Alone edition. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if the airport equivalent is as good as like the actual place. Like
I
in
agree.
Philly, like the cheesesteak in the airport, it's okay. It's not the cheesesteak you get at the actual place. So like, I
Right.
don't know.
Same with the Chili's. It's like an express menu. It's not the full menu. So it's like, oh, okay. It'll do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do agree. I also don't know that I would care to deal with airport parking. And I am worried about how it's going to traffic up. Like, what is security going to, are they going to have like a you're not flying line? Like,
yeah. How does pre-check work when you're
I,
going in
I
to
don't know.
hang
So
out at the airport?
I have only flown post 9/11. In the
Mm,
same way I've only ever worked in this industry post COVID, flying, I turned 8 in 2001. So like I
mm.
didn't do flying before that. So I don't know a pre 9/11 flight airport experience. So I cannot picture it truly. I don't know what that looks like.
Well, I think the airport, yeah, most people don't realize like the air traffic control part is what's like the government part of this conversation. The airport itself is a private entity. It's like their own company. Like they're
Okay.
running a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, if they're able to get more people into their facilities to do shopping and food and whatever, like it's almost like a mall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Uh,
So,
Speaking of movie theaters, though, the Portland airport has a movie theater in it, and they only play local small indie films.
hmm.
Really cool experience. I had a layover there. I had like 3 hours, so it was really nice to like go sit in a dark, quiet room. Everybody had like their luggage and stuff. I think more airports should have movie theaters.
That would be, I mean, not going to argue with me. The question is, do you have enough time to see something there in between
Well,
your
that's why,
flight?
yeah, they did short films. I think everyone was like 11 minutes.
There it
So
is.
it was a good and a neat way to like showcase local artists.
Yeah,
So
it's like a Disney World style ride, like get you in, get you out, put your 3D glasses on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
know. I think it could make the airport experience better
mm,
if it is more like a mall. There's more stuff to do when you're just sitting there stranded.
hmm.
I don't think I'd love to see airport mall prices when a bottle
Well,
of
I mean,
water is already like what, $10?
yeah, well, back to the Disney World, comparison. I mean, everybody rushes to pay to get into there, and once again, I think we said it the last time we talked. Like, it is a science how they manufacture the buying experience in all Disney
Yeah.
places.
But
Maybe they
as I've
should.
shared with you, I've never paid full price at Disney.
I'm
So
aware. I remember. I remember specifically you saying that. But like when you buy something at Disney, you still swipe in your card.
technically, I'm not allowed to. My friend has to get his discount. But
Ah,
I Venmo him later. Secret.
okay. All right. And like the Magic Band is like your phone at the airport.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the airports, some of them already do have the like pay with your palm or like you just tap your card and then go in and like removing the friction from the purchasing process is
I don't
really
know about the
changing.
palm part. I don't know. I've not had that myself.
It's linked to your Amazon. I don't have
Mm.
that set up, so but I like the Amazon storefronts are like that, so you do have to have it already set up. I've never gone through those, but I've seen them. T Nashville is one.
Hmm. That's interesting. I read somewhere that and it's flipping. You said Nashville, but you know what reminds me of Nashville airport size is like Austin, Texas. Although I heard they're adding like 25 more gates there.
I was in Austin in October for ACL, and the airport construction was awful. And
Hmm.
because there was so much construction and all these walls were knocked down and stuff, the air conditioner could not work hard enough, and it was hot in there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I do believe that they are doing massive construction there right now. When I was there last, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, 25 new gates. That's definitely a lot more space.
Yeah, DFW is building a new terminal, another one.
Another
We've
one?
got A through E, and they're doing F now.
You're one of the few, like I think it's DFW and Dulles and like outside of DC are the
Hmm.
only two airports that I think of that have a toll road to get to the airport. You have to pay a toll to go to the airport.
Yeah, you do. And if you're just dropping someone off and leaving, it's $2. There's always an Uber surcharge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, whenever like you take people, it's just like, it's $2. Okay, yeah. I
Wow.
guess I didn't realize that wasn't standard because that's what I'm
No,
used to.
no, not at all.
This is the
Like,
only airport I drive to.
I
I'm not driving
understand.
any of the
But what
others.
about Love Field? Come on, man.
You're right. You're right. My grandma actually retired from Southwest, so that was
Hmm.
what I flew. But
You should
they
have the
charge
hookup
you.
then for Southwest.
She retired, so I don't anymore. I did. But they charge you to pull into the parking garage at Love Field. it charges your
Mm.
toll tag then. So not quite the same, but still,
I,
you pull through, you're
I
getting
can
charged.
imagine a lot of people park on the curb.
Yeah, which all the signs saying not to. Yeah. I picked
Yeah.
someone up from there recently and I was like, oh God, it's different.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're on Southwest, finally moving to assigned seatings. Thought?
I, okay, I used to only fly Southwest. I
Hmm.
chose American whenever I started doing this job because it's a hub. There's just more direct options. I had to fly Southwest a couple years ago just because it was my only option. And the boarding process, after being on American for so long and like having my seat, I did not like the free for all because people leave the middle one open and like they just really hope you don't take it. Somebody goes all the way to the back and then back up because there's only one seat. It just seems so inefficient. So it is nice when you're with a group. It used to be me and my grandma and my three younger sisters. So it would be nice that we could kind of all get together, very strategically planned. But I think it is smarter to do assigned seating.
Hmm. Okay.
More efficient for boarding, at least, when everyone knows where they're going. I don't know.
Okay.
I do think it did make it stand out. They are kind of going back on everything that made them different.
I know they're trying to just be another guy,
Yeah.
another one that's just doing the same thing.
And we don't need another guy.
Well, back to airline news. I think one was buying another one. It was like Sun Country and something else, like two smaller guys were merging.
I know Frontier's supposed to be buying Spirit.
I feel like that's never gonna happen.
I don't know. Um,
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. I just read it. Two smaller guys merging, and they didn't think they were gonna have any regulatory. Oh yes, Allegiant and Sun Country.
oh, I've
Yeah,
never flown either of those.
two small guys merging together. $1.5 billion deal.
Pocket change.
Of
You
course,
actually,
Allegiant and their Las Vegas Raiders stadium,
oh,
advertising.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying,
You were the one who shared it that American Airlines is finally going to stop charging for Wi-Fi,
right?
which,
That's huge for me.
yeah, I've been getting it for free because I'm a T-Mobile customer. So I
Mhm.
was curious, like
I'll
how
tell
they're
you what.
gonna.
When I came back, they said it was going live, and then it didn't. It wasn't free for me. So I don't know if it just takes a minute for them to update all the planes or what. But
I'd be really curious to like talk to someone about that process.
I can't. I mean, apparently Southwest has had free Wi-Fi forever.
Southwest?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
So like we're about like these guys are behind the times.
Well, I mean, people are paying it.
Yeah.
But I did then go through and now I can't remember what it was. I almost texted you because I was like, well, what am I going to get for free now? Because I was getting Wi-Fi and there was something else that like you're automatically getting instead.
I
I
feel
can't.
like the cell phone companies, like when they're working, because apparently Verizon was down for like all day yesterday for like 150,000 people or something.
Yeah.
Like you would call people and say their number was disconnected or something, which happened to me, right? I was calling people, I was like, what's going on? And then you found out like they're having a
Yeah.
major outage, which still don't know what, like, still a little soon. I don't know if they're 100% done that, but like we haven't exactly heard what happened. Seems a little suspect to me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, but all of these cell phone companies seem to be like, oh, they're bundling in Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and all this whatever. And like I'm sure T-Mobile is gonna end up rolling something in.
Um, I think T-Mobile got bought by Sprint or the other way around.
Yeah, T-Mobile bought Sprint.
T-Mobile bought Sprint. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
for sure
yeah.
they did.
Uh, I don't know. Where was I going with that? Oh, I was on one of those Hulu, Spotify bundles. It was from when I was a college student, and I was on, it was like $4 a month. And
Actually,
it lasted way longer than after I graduated. Unfortunately, it did recently be like, your student email is no longer effective. So now it's $10, but I'm still $10 for Spotify and Hulu, not bad. But I'm really curious about all those bundles because it is so different
it
having,
didn't. I mean, Hulu ended up. I mean, Disney Plus is like ate it up, right? Like I think
yeah,
you have to pay a higher subscription if you want all of
no
it, and
ads.
I think they're probably just gonna end up forcing everybody to a higher price anyway.
Yeah.
It seems, but there's some good like The Bear on Hulu. That's what I'd sign up. I'd watch The Bear and I'd be like, I'm done.
I have read that that's how you have to treat all of these subscriptions. Like just do one a month or one for until you're done with the show.
Yeah. And then like
I
what was the other one on there was another one on Hulu. It was like the Glenn Powell was like he faked himself being a college football player. I think it's Chad something. Hold on, let me look it up.
I love Glenn Powell.
That's a Hulu show that I gotta watch it. And then I did the same with Peacock. I was watching Bel Air, the drama version of Fresh Prince of Bel Air,
Okay, yeah.
and they ended it after 4 seasons. Yeah, it's called the Glenn Powell show is called Chad Powers. It's a
What a
series is
name.
based on a popular real life viral sketch from ESPN, Eli Places, where former NFL quarterback Eli Manning went undercover at a college football tryout.
Oh, I've seen that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, so they apparently rolled out like a show on it. Like, what if this actually
Okay.
happened? So that's
That's
on
funny.
Hulu and Disney Plus. And then, yeah, I was watching Bel Air, and they, of course, they brought Will Smith back for the last scene in the last show. Sorry if I spoiled that.
Spoiler.
Sorry. But yeah, and then I was like, all right, I'm done with Peacock. Click, and that was that. So binge watching, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the model. So I actually saw somebody pointed out, I hadn't considered it, that Netflix did the Stranger Things finale rollout the way they did Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, because that guaranteed 3 months of subscriptions. You had to have November, December, January. I thought that was interesting. I hadn't considered it.
Such
Smart.
a such a business move. Such a business move.
I do kind of wish they would have just done one episode a week though.
I
I
feel like
I love binging. I love being able to have it, but it's just more fun when you have something to look forward to each week.
right, and there's so many shows that still do that, even if they're on streaming services, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Euphoria is about to come back in April, Sunday nights. Love that.
yeah, like Landman and all the Paramount Plus ones are like that, and even Disney,
Severance
even the
was.
Disney shows have it. Like I'm watching Percy Jackson, yada yada yada, and then the HBO shows are the same. Like, like it just seems like that weekly thing. I feel like it was like it went from how that was on TV to binge watching everything at once to back to weekly, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not a bad thing. So talk to us about, you did all this year-long planning.
hmm
So what is the plan for 2026 for Hatz AI?
The plan is still under construction.
Okay.
You can't tell, but
You have it under construction
I
side?
have my hard hat on,
Okay.
safety glasses, steel-toed work boots, all of that. Yeah, we're still building it out. Doing, I don't want to say a lot more, but doing a lot different.
A
Um,
lot different. Okay. So you tried some stuff. It didn't
yeah,
do what you wanted to do. Now we're going to switch it up.
well, not even that. Just like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Um, we all have been in this industry a while, and as fun as it is to just keep doing the same thing constantly, and predictability is comfortable, it also just isn't the most effective method for getting the results you want. So, trying a couple different things this year. Um, Getting to do a lot more of our partner hosted stuff, which is really fun and exciting. Love being able to not only get to visit partners' offices and, like see the rest of their staff and how they operate, but to get to support them through stuff just feels really impactful because, it's not supporting the little guys, but supporting, people trying something new, something different. So looking forward to that. Got a lot of that on the calendar this year. Um,
Good.
I don't want to say any specifics out loud just in case things end up not going the way that they are, but not a lot of new cities on the map for the year, which I think is just kind of true of what's being offered. I do think we are keeping it stateside again this year.
Mhm.
But yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of AI adoption, and more efficiency and, growth is all expected. I can say all of those things for sure.
A lot of keywords there. All right, but let's try and make that into something practical. So, you know, I literally, as I was flipping through looking for Chad Powers, I was like, oh, Apple will pay billions to Google to power Siri, right? Using their Gemini AI. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Good for Google. Um, I just feel like we are still in the and you can tell me I'm wrong, but my opinion,
I
we
would
are in the
rarely do that.
cowboy days of this whole thing, right? Like
Yeah.
no bumpers, not a lot of things have been figured out. It's wild, wild west,
Hmm.
and everybody is slapping AI to any marketing material that passes by my mailbox. So what does it actually mean, and what
Yeah.
does that do for the everyday, IT services, technology company, MSP, whatever you want to call yourself? I feel like the name changes every 3 years, but I feel like there's a lot of hype and not a lot of practicality. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start with, I love a cowboy. I love the cowboy.
I walked right into that.
You did. I don't think you can see it. I have a framed picture of a cowboy cat way up high up there.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
so I appreciate your use of that term. And I do agree. I think buzzwords are thrown around way too freely. And I am a marketing person. I
Mhm.
love appropriately marketing things. I,
I'm gonna put that next to appropriately. Go ahead.
well,
Not
no,
not for
like,
you, just the industry.
right, right. No, I like it when it's done right.
Yeah.
I often like a fun little challenge for myself is I like to go through things that I see, website copy, whatever, and like try to take out the buzzwords and like see what's actually being said. And so much of it is word salad. It's not anything that you can really piece together. And AI implementation and adoption is so vast and scattered right now as far as what that means. We're running into people want it. They want to say that they do it, but they don't know how or what that
It's
looks
like
like or what
like
that
I
means.
want AI. What does that mean? Like,
Right.
what is the problem I am solving for? Can somebody please explain it to me?
Correct. So we're also running into there are some MSPs who are like, we'll kind of see where the hype dies on, but then their customers are like, I want AI. And so they're trying to navigate like, well, what do you even want it for? Exactly like you said. So I
Well,
think that
can I pause? Can I pause you right there?
Mhm.
I can tell just by talking with people and like listening to how this whole thing is going, what you just said, the customer, like the MSP adoption, fine, let's put that over here. The customer and MSP conversation, the people who are the end customer that they are supporting, like, let me give you an example. Copilot with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Put a lot of marketing behind it. It's not really being sold. Like, not a lot. Like, some people are, but it's not generally adopted across the board. Like, a couple here, a couple there. And I haven't really heard, or I've not really, and I speak to MSPs all the time, like you, but I've not really heard of any MSPs that have really been able to get their customer to understand the value in whatever it is. Like, okay, so it can make my emails better, maybe, and record, transcribe my Teams calls, and that's full stop. Like, what else? And a lot of people don't find the value in those two things for the price they're charging. So, like, even Microsoft's own campaigns for what they call Copilot with their AI stuff, it's just I'm not seeing it well adopted.
I definitely see that as well. And this is outside of the MSP space, but a real life scenario. One of my friends is a software engineer, and she texted me recently. So, for background, she had been using ChatGPT casually
Mm-hmm.
long before anyone I ever knew. Like, she texted me one day and was like, "What do you use ChatGPT for?" This was before I worked here. And I said, "Nothing." She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"I use it for grocery lists and workout plans." And like, she listed all these things. And I was like, wow, I hadn't considered that. Again, this was like it was everywhere. It was just
Sure.
kind of something you heard about. So she was a very early adopter. She is a software engineer. So she texted me a couple weeks ago and was like, "Hey, I have accidentally created an AI agent that does most of my work for me, and I kind of don't have a full day's worth of work anymore." And she was like, "I'm worried that my team is gonna catch on. Like, what do I do?" And I was like, "Ask for more work?" Like, I don't, I don't know. But
Ask for more. I would love to like do a Saturday Night Live skit on this whole conversation. Hi, boss. Can you give me more work? What are they going to say? No?
we
First question
could
I would ask is, wow, do you feel like you're not,
fulfilled.
or not for Phil, like do you feel like it's not challenging enough for you, right? Like
Yeah.
do you feel
Yeah.
like it's too easy? Should we move you into another role that's more challenging?
That's
That's
kind
what
of
I would probably ask. What do you think?
one, I've always wanted to host an industry talent show. So
Mm.
keep that sketch. I like this idea. Um, yeah, well, my suggestion was, can you find ways that you can help other members on your team with similar, repeatable tasks? That's something we talk about a lot. But also, I was like, where do you want to go with this role? You've been in this role for like 4 years now. Like, do you want to move up? Do you want to try a different department, whatever? And so we kind of talked through that, and their team is using Copilot. And she ended up using up all of her credits for the month. And so she texted her boss, Slacked, whatever, instant message, and asked, like, hey, can I get some more credits? Explained everything. And her boss said, interesting, because you're the only one on the team who's even using this. And so it's like you have these super power users who are automating everything they possibly can to the point that like they hardly have a job. And then they're the only ones within the company even logging in.
Okay, hold on, rewind now.
Yeah.
Let's back to, I keep on using the word practical because I think it's important here. If you're in a customer facing role, being available
She's not.
like that, the AI can't necessarily displace that. And I I I don't know about you, but you seem to do a lot of moving around and you buy a lot of things and you go to a lot of places. Maybe your opinion's different than mine. Let's hear it. My opinion is if I can talk to a human being that isn't miserable, I would prefer to talk to the human being rather than to the chatbot. That's just
Oh
me.
no.
I'd rather call them. I'd rather get my answer. I want to get it right away. I don't want to have to, go back and forth in a chat for 8 hours trying to get to my answer, or they just tell me they need to have somebody contact me anyway. Like that is totally frustrating to me, and I've beat it into the ground. But I'm going to say it one more time. The Frontier Airlines, they deleted their phone number. You can't actually call them for anything. That's a full stop. I am not interested in dealing with anyone that I cannot actually get a hold of somebody if I have an actual problem. Your thoughts?
Um, I think we've talked about this every time we've been on this, which I love.
I mean, but this is the 2026 version.
It
It
is.
has
So
gotten to the point. Like I, my Chick-fil-A drive-through people know me, Kels. I
I know
drive
they do.
through, they talk
They're a
to me, right?
celebrity. And
I don't know about that, but
but a local celebrity, I love a regular. I was in food service for 14 years. I think about my regulars to this day. Like I wonder how they're doing and what their kids. I have some of them on Facebook. Like, and I get to see their kids growing up and their cats and stuff. So I do love that. And I do know that especially as AI is being implemented more, that human connection is more important than ever. I also think that AI is a lot more than a chatbot on a website or an auto attendant on a phone line.
fair.
That is what most people's interaction with it is. And I will say, a local Panda Express has a sign up saying that they use AI for their ordering in the drive-through. And I went through and I ordered orange chicken, fried rice, and spring rolls. Pretty standard order for me. And I
Okay.
got up, it did all the things. It was clearly a bot, but it did all the things. I got up to the window, and the person at the window was like, the spring rolls have to cook. It'll be 9 minutes. And I was like, already. Would have been nice if the AI could have known that, but it couldn't have because, like, I guess you have to go in and like program it. So that was my first where I was like, oh, you're doing this for efficiency's sake, and that's not efficient. Also, the person at the window had a drive-through headset on. So, like, they're listening regardless. But also, the drive-through headsets have walkie-talkies, so you're able to talk to each other. That was always my favorite part of wearing a headset because I wore one of those for 12 years. Loved it. Wish we all had walkie-talkies. But yeah, it was one of those like it was a real life instance where every single customer is interacting with this. And while I understand how it works, it wasn't the best, unfortunately. And of course, that can happen with people too. Like the person taking your order didn't realize it, like totally can.
Hence the miserable person comment, because like you can have bad interactions with people who are having a bad day. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. My apartments even, they use an AI agent for maintenance. And
Mm.
I moved in here in August. Apparently, they also rolled it out in August. So I had some maintenance issues right when I moved in. One of the things being that maintenance came to work on my ice maker and my freezer, and they flooded my apartment.
Oh my.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I was actually at an event, a local event. So I was gone all day and I
Hmm.
came home and there was water all my floor. So they turned on the water line and it just never shut off. So
Oh boy, that's
that was
not
really
fun.
fun. Super, super good time. And there were a couple other things. I called the emergency line. They came immediately. They helped me clean it up, dry it out, all of that. But later I had some other issues and I did end up writing a very kind email to the front office just being like, look, I just moved in and paid you guys a lot of money. And like, this is kind of unacceptable that these things are happening. And they blamed it on the AI system. And
Oh, really?
I was like, no, this is not the AI system's fault. Like the AI did not flood my apartment.
Wow.
So I think that the AI is a scapegoat in a lot of ways too, because a lot of people don't have good experiences with it. So, and it's easier to blame a robot than it is to blame, a human being. And I even said, I was like, I'm not mad at anyone. I don't want anyone in trouble, but like, I need you to know that like these 7 things happened in 3 days. Like, sorry. So I think we're at a point where like people who are interacting with it in public aren't having the best interactions. And then that's kind of the only use cases you have any experience with outside of, okay, yeah, your work wants you to use it, but like, what do you use it for? Like, I don't need it to write my emails for me. Um, and there's a lot more to it than that, but like communicating that and getting these use cases out there is, I mean, something that we
I
would run
don't
every
think
day.
I know everybody's unique, myself included. I'm not sure I have spent enough time with any of these services for it to sound like me. Like when I write to people, it's me talking to you, right? Like I had somebody email me yesterday. He's like, my end customer's questioning why they can't just go and buy this on their own somewhere else. And I was like, the example you just gave me is you going to buy Microsoft Office from Best Buy with no computer to load the disk on. I was like, that's one component in a recipe of eight, nine, 10 things in order to make this thing go. So if they want to go take this and try and build it on their own, sure can try, but that is a very incomplete picture. And that's how I worded it. And I was like, I love that analogy. I don't think AI was going to write that for me.
That's fair. Um, Personally, I'm a writer. I love writing. I work some of my best stuff writing things out and rewriting. My first parlay into this industry was a copywriting internship at an advertising agency. I used to have to write tweets when there was still a 140 character limit, and links took up 23 characters, and images took up 24 characters. And I loved that. I loved like taking what I needed and paring it down and rephrasing it. Like it's like a puzzle. I don't love physical puzzles as much. I just finished this Lego set that is the Cullen house from Twilight.
Hmm.
I don't think I like doing Legos, but I love taking a phrase and being able to make an ad into a 140 character limit for a Twitter
So
account.
this 5,000 piece Home Alone Lego set, that's not for you.
I it's the same as assembling furniture in that like I'm proud of it when it's done. It's like, well, I built this bookshelf too. Like, great. I did put it together wrong twice. And I had to take it apart and redo it. It's fine. It's just not fun for me. Like, I don't have that kind of brain. I do have a word brain. So I've always been a little anti AI writing things for you. I'm gonna be honest. And I do tell people that, like, and it's the standard, like, if you don't take the time to write it, why would I take the time to read it? I actually had someone respond to one of my emails. I do know him personally. He responded to one of my emails and said, "Wow, this is great AI, Kelcye. I want to talk to human Kelcye." And I was like, "I did write this. Like, I'm offended you think this was AI, but it's okay."
Wow. I love all these people like, hey, read my book. And I was like, what? And I start reading it. I'm like, the formatting in this is clearly you did not write. Like, it's so
Yeah,
clear this is not a human being wrote this. I mean,
yeah.
I
I
stopped, I'm just like, I'm good. No more.
This is a personal share. I have been delving into the world of fan fiction.
Mm.
Gosh, not everyone needs to be a writer. I spot a lot of issues, a lot of editing, and very clearly ChatGPT written things. I'm just like, oh God.
Oh,
And a
oh,
lot of the
oh.
ones that I have recently gotten into are Stranger Things ones. just because like I'm
Mm.
curious of other people's theories and like whatever. And obviously they're written quickly. The finale just happened, and so it's like, ugh, I don't know what I expected. These are poorly done. So
So
I'm with you.
okay, all
I'm with
right. So sounds like we're on the same page. But you work for a company that builds AI things. So let me
Yeah,
go back to this question, and it's probably the most important question of the whole show here. What is your company's position on the top, I don't know, three things that are practical today that you can help the MSP with? Because I'm having a hard time taking all the. This isn't a you thing. This isn't a
yeah,
Hatz thing. This is just industry thing. Back to your
yeah,
point, like hearing a lot of buzzwords, a lot of marketing, a lot of buzz, but like I'm not seeing a lot of reality. Tell me what the
yeah.
top three things really today that you can help deliver to the MSP, or maybe their customer that is real. They can. I almost say touch it, but like deploy it.
Tangible. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand where you're going with that. Um, Unfortunately, I did not prepare that kind of answer for this.
Okay, that's all right.
I I think it varies quite a bit. But you asked for three things, and that got me excited because I do take notes on things that I see, and I did recently write down three things
Okay,
that you need to successfully implement an AI strategy,
I'll
and it's
take that.
curiosity, humanity, and agility. And those kind of translate to you're here, you're human, and you're capable. So as long as you kind of keep all of those things in mind, I see it a lot as if you're having, well, I'll rewind. When I first joined, I had to take some of our company hosted trainings, and my coworker Mark creates them. He does a very good job. Shout out Mark if you're watching this. Doubt it. This is 42 minutes in. Um, the main initial things you should do are your most tedious and time consuming repeatable tasks, basically. Like, kind of write down what you do every day, what your responsibilities are, and what if you were able to get it automated, would save you time, And he actually has this table where it's like, this is how long it takes me right now, and then follow up in a month and see, like, what used to take me 45 minutes to do, I now can set and have run for me, and it'll be done within, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. So, being able to actually one track what you're having it do, and then also like go back and like reflect on timing. Like you can't measure what you're not tracking. So, having an actual intentional plan is really important. Also, this is different. This is the wild, wild west, and like we have done things the same way for so long that like there are even times where, one of my colleagues will be like, "Oh, you can get AI to do that." And I'm like, "Well, I've always done it this way. Like, why would I?" But I'm like, this is different. This is new and like we should be trying new ways and innovative ways and things like that. So, I think the willingness to branch out of the beaten path is important.
Well, reproducible tasks for sure is they're
Yeah.
in every business, every role for sure. The back office stuff, I think probably applies to a lot of what you're talking about, right? The stuff
Yeah.
that you people don't see but need to get done, right? And like everybody has to have a bookkeeping, everybody has to have accountants, everybody has to have all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Customer facing stuff. I still personal belief, I've been consistent. I'm still here. 15th of January, 2026. Use this stuff to make you more efficient while you're interacting with your customer. Do not take the human being element away from the customer interaction. That's my advice.
Correct.
I think if you lose the relationship and the personal touch, you're just another whatever it is that you do. Donut shop.
I I agree. And going back to that same training, Mark says in that, be the human in the loop.
Mm.
And so that was like when my apartments blamed the AI agent, I was just like, okay, one, like even if it was the AI agent's fault, it's not, because obviously there was no AI in my apartment. You still have to take accountability as the human being who implemented the AI, whatever. But I was also kind in my response there, but I was like, I actually work for an AI company. Like, I was like, if you need help, basically. And she was like, oh, you probably know more than I do. And I was like, yeah, the first being that you shouldn't have blamed the AI for this, but it's fine.
Uh, did you ever
Yeah,
watch the movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
I have not seen it all the way through.
Okay, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Assuming the real world version of that, because it's a thing now, becomes affordable. Do you see yourself using something like that?
Like a personal robot?
Hmm.
I don't know. What would it do for me?
Wash your clothes, check the mail, drop stuff up at the post. I don't know. Who knows?
I
Amazon returns. I don't
I
know.
I love checking the mail. I don't know. I guess like it would have to be a really compelling use case. I last year was living in my friend's house and she had a Roomba and I didn't use it for the longest time. I had an elderly cat. She had accidents occasionally and I didn't want to deal with a Roomba running over that. But once she was no longer with us, I just one day I was like, "Oh, I'll try it." And I did quite like that I could just let a little vacuum run while I did my own thing. It needed a
Mhm.
lot of help. It needed to be picked up off of things and turned back over a couple times. The battery died underneath the couch one, like it wasn't a perfect system, but I didn't mind it. It also it's like, okay, I can still sweep the floor once a week and like be fine. So I don't know. I'm not against it. I think that one part of staying agile, staying young is trying new things and not being stuck in our ways. In a translation, I'm very into makeup. I was a makeup artist for a long time, and I always have found it odd that like older women have the same kind of look. Like you can kind of like tell when someone learned how to do their makeup because they stick
Oh,
with it, like the blue
okay.
eyeshadow on older ladies type thing. Um, And I have realized as I get older that like changing with the trends and the times actually is good for you. Sticking to what you like isn't bad either. But
Mm.
it's good to have the agility to be like, oh, like this is different. Like let me try figure out what you like. Like it's there's no right or wrong answer here. But I look at that a lot. And you do also run on the flip side of people being like, you're too old to be trying that. And it's like, well, okay, like that's your opinion. Who am I hurting? Be it a robot personal assistant or sparkly blue eyeshadow and red
Oh,
lipstick. Like,
okay. I got one more example for you now. I'll let you get back to all the good stuff that you do over there. Uh, if I could install the self-driving Tesla technology in your pickup truck, would you use it?
okay, I was pretty against it until I visited some friends and we did a 9-hour road trip.
Mm.
And I didn't realize the car was driving itself until I got up in the front seat. I got to sit in it was my turn to rotate. The idea of that for a long road trip is pretty nice. It kept us in the right lane. It would turn on the blinker to go around. It was kind of nice. I was very against it until, I mean, a 9-hour road trip, like I told them, I was like, well, when y'all come to Texas and like we're gonna go to Austin and stuff, I was like, I just have to drive my truck. So, I don't know. I drive a 2007, so it has no technology. It has technology, but nothing like up to date. So whatever I drive next will be a spaceship, but I don't know. I'm not as against it as I was. I
Okay.
don't think for everyday driving it's really all that like just to like run to the post office or whatever, but for a long trip it was
Okay.
also my cruise control is broken in my trucks. That also I don't even have cruise control right now, so and I have it for like 5 years.
I'll be totally honest.
Do you
I,
use
I,
cruise control?
I'm thinking about it right now. I, I don't think I could count 5 times that I've used cruise control ever. Like not more than five. Like I did it just to play with it. I just don't use cruise control.
I only use it for long trips, like driving down to Houston or whatever, where it's like you're on I-35 for 6 hours,
Hmm.
like so, and that's part of the thing too, like with it broken, it hasn't like affected my life until I'm doing a long trip. And then it's like, I'd love to take my foot off the gas pedal right now.
Okay. Next time we talk, I'll ask this question again. All right. Where can people find more information about hats or just maybe they like to chat with you, Kelcye? They want to figure out all your makeup tips. Where do they find you?
In college, I had a makeup YouTube channel and I won
Hmm.
People's Choice Project for it. It was my capstone thesis project. Thank you. A lot of people were not happy that a girl with
I
a makeup
did.
channel
I
won, but
never knew that. I never knew.
it was my very first LinkedIn post ever. I've considered I should, on the anniversary of it, I should bring it around, share that story. It's coming
Why
up.
not?
Yeah, no, you can find more about Hatz AI at hatz.ai. We have lots of great resources on there. There's a great YouTube channel and all sorts of other good content you can get to all from the website. Also, of course, Hatz AI on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. I post probably 5 to 6 times a week. I'm pretty active and visible on there. I am getting better about answering my LinkedIn DMs. I'm going to be honest, they get a little overwhelming sometimes, and I just
Popular.
you can only answer so many messages. I do think that we do not need to be as accessible as we are in today's day and age, but that's
Yeah.
another conversation for another day. Big fan of muting notifications, everyone. But yeah, I'm sure that y'all will link something here and I'll be easy to find as well. Thank you so much for having me. I always love talking with you.
I could go on forever and ever. It's just so
Same.
many good topics. Where will we see you, let's say in the next month or two? Anywhere interesting?
Um, like I said, still being decided. I feel like Orlando's probably a given. Vegas, probably. Would love to potentially hit Chicago in March. I am potentially up for an award. I don't know if I'm a finalist yet. So if I'm a finalist, I'll be there. We'll see. So yeah, the standards. Also, I'm in Dallas. If you're in the area, easy to get to. I'd love to see your office.
Dallas. Well, then you'd have to come back to Philadelphia to do that.
I do want to come back to Philly this year. We will have to plan it with the football season and all.
100%. 100%. Lots of reasons to come back to Philadelphia. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. First one of 2026. Good luck. Have a great year. Talk soon. And I guess both of our teams are out of the running here. So
Yeah, how does that feel for
yay!
you?
We're still crying. We're still crying here. It's okay. We have a
Yeah,
Super Bowl to lean on. I'll take it.
that's okay.
Yeah, I got you. Bye, Kels. See ya.
Bye, George.